keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass YouTube broadcasting known land, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tommy C's Shot from the Point. It's so funny. Who's that guy? Sam Shutter?
Sam Stutter.
Yeah. I guess he saw the title of the show, and he's like, "What did he say?" Let me read this shit. This is kind of funny. Somebody just sent me this.
He said Jack owns Twitter. Twitter is cancer. The end.
Yeah. Jack owns Twitter.
That's it.
Twitter is cancer. The end. And I just wrote to him back. I said, "Well, thanks for ruining the show, asshole. I was not doing it."
Show's
that
over.
gave everybody in the newsroom a big laugh. Yep, that's right. Tommy C, Nicky D, and Dr. Zhivago behind the glass. Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Google is evil.
Yes, Google is evil. So here's the plan.
How
All right.
you doing there, buddy?
We got two things going on. We got lag. No. You guys have seen it? No, I'm not.
It looks good on my end.
All right, I got fucking all 6,000 kilobytes here, so I'm not. I mean, it might have been. Fuck. We're good over here.
Dope as humanly possible.
You said Google is evil when we started
Thank you,
fucking
McKenna,
lagging.
right off the bat. Thank you so much, Catman. Really? You guys seeing any lag? Oh, we are getting bad things.
I'm seeing the show. The show looks fine right now.
I wonder if it's local. Like if anybody in Europe.
Oh, I just got a little stutter, but it's back.
No lag for me. No lag here. I think it's different servers. And now we're good. We should be good. I think it was just it was YouTube.
Refreshing.
This time it was YouTube. Because I am perfectly clear on my end. This thing.
That's it. We're switching to vanilla.
Yes. Yeah, we'll go back to the old style. Just talk.
Doc, you better have a stream.me good and ready.
Yes.
Oh, I do.
Yes. All video games is back.
Stream.me/we're not Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's stream.nazi.
Pardon me. I thought it was
All
stream
right.
docs me.
Okay. Let's get it. What I want to do is, I found this interesting. Perhaps you did too. Joe Rogan got a ton of shit for not really pressing Jack Dorsey, Mr. Censorship himself, of the head of Twitter. And Dorsey,
I heard people say like, "Oh, it doesn't matter because he's not an interviewer; he's a podcast guy."
yeah, well, he's already apologized for it, and his explanation is that he really wasn't there to grill Dorsey to begin with. He wanted to talk about Twitter as a whole and how you run something like that, which, under normal circumstances, that would be fine. Except he's made so many statements in the past about things like conservatives and libertarians and even some liberals being censored in the past. So it's been kind of a thing for him, and he didn't press him on it. So we and Nick, social media experts, we're going to figure out what the fuck he did wrong by watching these important videos. What makes hate speech, and why Alex Jones got kicked. So what did he do wrong? Here goes Joe Rogan, guy I very much admire.
It serves a purpose for them.
Yeah.
The thing that gets strange though is who's to decide. There's this concept. There's a discussion, I should say, where some people believe that things like Twitter or Facebook or any forum where you're having a public discussion should be considered almost like a public utility. Like anyone has access to the electric power. Even if you're a racist, you still can get electricity. And some people think that you should have that same ability with something like Twitter or the same ability with something like Instagram. Obviously, we're in uncharted territory, and you are in uncharted territory.
Totally.
I mean, no one has been there before. So who makes the distinctions when you see someone that it's saying something that you might think is offensive to some?
Why does Jack Dorsey look like he won't get the fuck out of Starbucks? I have to go home. I have to see my family. Why does Jack Dorsey look like that? I'm not sure. I just wanted to point that out.
Folks, but not offensive to the person who's saying it. Maybe the person who's saying it feels like they need to express themselves, and this is important to say. And how do you decide whether or not this is a valid discussion or if this is, air quotes, hate speech, which is a... You know, there's some things that are hate speech, and there's sometimes people use the term hate speech, and it's just a cheap way to shut down a conversation.
Yeah. So the simple answer is we look at conduct. We don't look at the speech itself. We look at conduct. We look at how the tool is being used. And you're right in that, like, I think when people see Twitter, they see and they expect it to.
That answer is so fucking vague. And if I had to guess, the reason that people are pissed off at Judge, I mean, he almost deserved to be interrupted right away, right? We look at conduct for what qualifies as hate speech. Why would you need to do that? Hate speech is not allowed on Twitter. So why would you? Hate speech it's binary. It's hate speech or not. This is a really creative way to define hate speech. And I think there was just no follow-up to this. There was like literally nothing, if I had to guess.
Be a public square. They can go into that public square, they can say whatever they want, they can get on a pedestal, and people might gather around them and listen what they have to say. Some of them might find it offensive and they leave. The difference is there's also this concept of this megaphone, and the megaphone can be highly targeted now with Twitter as well.
Right.
So it's not the speech, it's how it's amplified.
So what do you do?
So it's not the speech, it's how it's amplified. Does that mean you can have a really racist, hateful fucking opinion as long as nobody hears it? As long as nobody actually hears the thing, then it's okay? You guys want to help me out here?
Yeah. I see what you're saying, yeah. So, like, if you have no followers and you say inward, 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 kill them all or something, you know, you're not going to get banned. But if you have a
or if you're a gay retard and you write at fucking Jack Dorsey, you just lose your account straight away because he saw it.
Yeah.
Did he lose his account for @ Jack Dorsey? Gay
yeah.
I'm not surprised.
He called him a fag, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So you could say fag, but you can't @ Jack Dorsey and say fag.
Yeah, you just can't actually.
And have him happen to see it.
If you scream the N-word in a crowded room, everyone's going to be like, oh, we got to ban this guy. If you run out into the forest, scream it 16 times, nobody cares.
And that just tells me if you know, how it's amplified. You know, it's just doesn't mean anything. And the fact that Joe didn't snap back is just...
It was like, say, let's say there's someone in the media. Let's say it's a prominent feminist. And then you have a bunch of people, or let's say just one person, and their Twitter feed is overwhelmingly attacking this prominent feminist. Just constantly attacking her, calling her a liar, calling her this, calling her that. When do you decide this is harassment? When do you decide this is hate speech?
Conduct.
Like, how do you... I mean, this is...
We look at the conduct.
This is a fictional account, right? Fictional person we're talking about. But in this, for instance, what would dictate something that was egregious enough for you to eliminate them from your platform?
Well, that's a heavy action. So that's a last resort.
Is that really a heavy action?
Is that a last resort?
I mean, you're going to hear this guy go on and say, look, we protected Alex Jones because we looked at the stuff and he really hadn't broke our terms of service. But then he did break our terms of service and then we cut him off. Look, I thought it was, then it wasn't much of a heavy action then, was it? I mean, it's just so, it's just such...
You know what it sounds like he's saying to me?
Yeah.
If they become a problem for us, then we ban them.
Yeah.
If we think that it's going to turn into people going, why Twitter? Why are you doing this? Yeah. And they think they're going to get a Wall Street Journal article, bang, 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 everybody goes down.
So how it gets amplified. So he's not lying.
But we look at the conduct. We look at, oftentimes, as you said, like,
Well, isn't the conduct the words themselves? Like,
probability of someone
he doesn't
who
care
is
if you call that black guy the N-word.
yeah, I guess.
harassing one
It's just how
person,
you say
it's highly probable that they're also harassing 10 more people.
Right.
So we can look at that behavior. We can look at how many times this person is being blocked or muted.
How much you want it doesn't say in the TOS that it says something about what qualifies as a bad tweet or a good tweet. It says absolutely nothing about your history leading up to that. How much you want to bet that it just simply doesn't mean anything?
Or
Probably
reported.
doesn't.
And based on all those, all that data, we can actually take some action. But we also have to correlate it with the other side of that, because people go on and they coordinate blocks as well, and they coordinate harassment.
Jack D. Dorsey. Hi, gay retard.
Hey, Jack, you can't call him gay and retarded. Those
Yeah.
are two things that are very
Yeah,
offensive.
that's
We're going
terrible.
to have to ban you from our Patreon.
And they coordinate. I'm sorry, not.
Does he have a nose ring? Why, yes, he does.
Yes,
I can't say it.
he does.
I think he does. That's so weird for a CEO, right? He's the hip CEO.
No,
he
he's
can do
like,
that.
hey kids.
Hey, kids, look at my
Tryna-
nose ring. I'm one of you
I'll
guys.
never
That's
ban
gonna go
Keemstar. I
all
took
over
his
my-
beard.
He does look like the skinny Keemstar.
Yeah.
harassment, but reporting. Reporting a particular account to get it shut down and to take the voice off the service. So
Yeah, that just
these
happened
are
a
the
lot, though, for somebody who has a system designed to make that not happen.
Yeah, it's bizarre. We take all these things into account. No, you don't. It's automated. Who the fuck are you kidding? I mean, he knows this. No, I don't expect him to know absolutely everything about how people are getting banned. I know the guy's a busy guy. I get that. But this sounds like a bunch of horse shit. And, I mean, the fact that he doesn't know going into a Joe Rogan interview is telling. I will give him credit. He has offered to come back on with the guy that does this, okay? But it just makes him seem like he's being like most social media companies, extremely vague, so they can't be held accountable for anything.
considerations we have to make, but it's
being vague. Just frankly doesn't know, and he doesn't want it to come off like he's stupid.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know.
Because that would hurt the stock of his company if he goes
He
on a
seems-
show and goes, "Yeah, you know what? I understand you're asking me this question, but I have no fucking clue how this."
Fuck out of me. I'm sitting here making money. I heard they don't make much money as far as the size of the company. How does Twitter get monetized to begin with? I don't even understand that.
it all starts with conduct, and oftentimes we'll see coordinated conduct, whether it be that one person opening multiple accounts or coordinating with multiple accounts that they don't own to, go after someone.
Okay, get rid of those guys. But what about, who's the guy that just got arrested by the Mueller probe? I want to say Stone, Roger Stone. He made a Nazi joke. You guys have been clipping guys with jokes all along. I really doubt that Roger Stone's opening multiple accounts, goofing on people. I don't know. It just seems like he'd have better things to do. I know people that do that. I know there's tens of cases. But I think what Joe doesn't do here, why don't you push the celebrity cases, the guys that got cut from the celebrity. Who was that rapper that said something nice about Trump before he got elected? She used to talk shit to everybody, Jay-Z, everybody, and then she said
I don't
something.
know.
She said something. She used to fuck with everybody. Then she said something about Trump. She said, he just wants the country to be more wealthy. Bow, Tila Tequila for months.
She's a rapper?
Yeah, oh, not.
I thought she was an MTV personality.
She got crazy
Yeah,
though.
she did
Whenever
get crazy.
she started
She did
supporting
get
Trump.
crazy at the end, but she was pretty crazy to begin with too. And
Yeah,
then she
got,
said, she also said, no, she said Nazi shit in the past too, but everybody thought it was like satire, for Christ's sake, because she's so bizarre.
Yeah, but now nobody knows what satire is.
Yeah, deliberately.
And
You know what the problem
There's
with
a
these
bunch of
companies and all this stuff is? The big issue here is that it's not entirely an algorithm. To a certain extent, it's human interaction, and it's the same as every other social media platform, including YouTube. There's going to be bias. I don't think an algorithm is out there looking to get Mumkey Jones. I think a person's out there.
Yeah,
looking to get Mumkey
and that's the
Jones.
thing. And I refuse,
And that's what happens to everybody on every platform.
I refuse to believe that he doesn't. He's just going to be. I'm sorry, I don't know about that situation. Are you kidding me? You don't know about the Alex Jones situation? That was like headline news.
Now, if you ask him what happened to Sargon of Akkad, and he goes, "No," okay, I can believe that. But not Alex
sort of.
Jones.
I don't even know. I don't even believe that. You know why? Because why did they never verified Sargon, which I found bizarre. Because before they clipped his account, it was like 400,000 or 500,000.
Yeah, but I can understand why he doesn't know why Sargon was verified. Sargon's not fucking Alex Jones.
Gotcha.
People use retweet for that, the quote tweet for that a lot as well. Like, you know, they'll quote tweet a tweet that someone finds, and they'll say, "Look at this idiot, Twitter, do your thing," and then just this mob starts and goes and.
Yeah, a lot of times that's not the case. Yeah, and it's not even that. A lot of times that's like, look at this idiot, and here's why they're an idiot, and Twitter does its thing because people love to be outraged. You know?
And while we're bringing up Alex Jones, he says that the reason he takes down certain people is because the explosion gets too big. People start piling on. That kind of shit happen. So when you see, oh god,
the goddamn JR podcast is sponsored by Cash, app owned by goddamn Devil Jack Dorsey. Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
Exactly.
Oh, that was Alex. Thanks,
no, but
Alex.
you're seeing all these articles coming up, and it's the same thing, but the opposite way. Everybody freaks out that Alex Jones is getting clipped.
Yeah.
So they're like, I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I think he's. How about this? Jack's being evasive and lying.
Tries to.
And Joe didn't follow up like he usually does. I think that's the biggest crime here. That Joe doesn't really follow up.
Effectively shut that.
He never said, "Wait a minute. What about A, B, and C?" You know,
he's sitting at 63,000 dislikes right now.
Yeah,
and 9,000 likes.
He took full responsibility.
The comments are just trash.
By the way, I'm not here to jump on Rogan. Everybody has a bad day.
Yeah,
but you know, everybody makes a mistake. But you know, but look,
maybe he's just a bad judging character.
I don't know, but Joe doesn't let too many people. Joe didn't let Macaulay Culkin slide when he started like not making sense. He got him right on back on track. Why does this guy get a pass? Maybe was he high? Was he just having a bad day, or was it like he said he was more interested about day-to-day operations and how something like Twitter works because it's completely unique. There's no book to open on how to run a company like Twitter because it's brand new. You know, so
maybe he would have been branded a fucking white supremacist if he asked him too many questions.
Well, maybe.
Well, that last donation was pretty much exactly what Alex Jones said, because Cash App is owned by Jack Dorsey, and it's also a sponsor of Joe Rogan. So he can't talk down to a sponsor on his podcast, you know.
That's uncomfortable. Boy, you got then don't put him on. Don't never put him on then.
Down. So there's a bunch of tools we can use.
We know that for a fact, though. That there's some kind of financial
sure Cash App, yeah. Jack Dorsey has something to do with Cash App, and Cash App is a sponsor.
Okay.
Well, that would make sense.
Then you got to absolve yourself or not have him on.
Permanent suspension is the last resort. One of the things that we can do is we can.
By the way, I don't believe that's why he didn't do it. At least I don't want to believe that.
What's my New Year's resolution? To be as dope as humanly possible.
Scrubby, you are fucking.
Damn.
God among men. Damn. It's February starting off, right? Scrubby, I got to be honest with you. Scrubby is one of the... He's pretty big-time YouTuber. And we have the fortune of being just beloved by a lot of big YouTubers. Like Nerd City, you know? And Scrubby. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I have to go on with the show, Scrubby. Show him a lot of love in the chat, if you could. I would appreciate that.
Chat,
but what you do for this channel, we've never actually spoke. What you do for this channel and all the support you give me through DMs and stuff like that, I can't thank you enough. And I thank everybody that, and he's not the only one that puts that. I get donations offline that are just, they blow your mind. And that's what keeps the whole train rolling. You know, got to feed my family.
Downrank the replies. So any of these behaviors and conduct that looks linked, we can actually push farther down in the reply chain. So it's all still there, but you might have to push a button to actually see it. You might have to
And I know somebody who has that situation.
You.
Yeah.
No, I had it for a little while. I think I'm good now.
Yeah.
Every time I got into one argument with Geek Thulu.
Yeah.
And I would have to open every message he sent individually or go to his account to read what he responded.
That's so weird.
And he was the only one responding. I would scroll down and be pressed for more replies.
That's why I have TweetDeck. I don't miss a fucking thing. I know it looks like chaos, but it's the best way to do things. And I don't really use my phone for Twitter too much unless I'm fucking around. Like, look at my beer, you know, some stupid shit like that. I don't know. I'm gonna send messages to Max Mofo at a bar. You're fucking cool, man. You're the best. By the way, shout out to Nerd City again. Check them out on Cold Ones.
Yeah,
check them out And his latest video where we got mentioned, they did, and I got to thank the fuckheads for this. They did the best merch. And apparently my fans just must have bombed them with saying I have the best merch. Look, I have print merch. It's just, you know, I love it, and I love you guys to support me so well with it. But it's just print merch. And I beat Keemstar, Phil DeFranco. Yeah.
Well, we did Phil DeFranco's shirt better than he did.
Yeah.
Sports.
We did DeFranco. I actually pulled that shirt. To be honest with you, we only do print merch, and a lot of it goes to our artists, especially Vega, Symmetrics, and more recently, Optic. Optic gave us a design too, so those guys helped as well.
Optic is great.
Yeah, I did pay for them, but I mean,
I heard Keemstar got fired from the Morning Decay.
Rip.
He's gonna be pissed.
More replies to actually see this harassing account or what might look like harassing language.
And is this manually done? Or
No. This is all automated.
It's automated.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe it for the celebrities. I believe it in the little bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the ranking and looking at amplification and looking at the network is automated.
Right. Like in terms of down ranking, is there a discussion as to whether or not this person's reply should be down ranked? Like how do you figure that out?
It's a machine learning and deep learning model, and they just
it's AI.
It's AI, and they learn. You know, and we look at how these things are doing and where they make mistakes, and then we improve it. It's just constantly improving, constantly learning, and.
Does that feel?
Yeah, we can see the results as big-time Twitter users.
Feel like censorship to you, like automated censorship? Because I mean, who is to decide, other than people, whether?
Yeah, and he went all over these like really specific examples on what it takes, and then he told you it was automated. This is bullshit.
Not something is valid.
Yeah. Well, we're not looking at the speech in this particular case. We're looking at the conduct. Like the conduct of like someone in fast velocity attacking someone else.
Okay.
Right. So
I mean, I literally get attacked every day, even when I'm not like in a medical video. You know, I mean, like who are you talking? I can't believe these people are attacking me. Oh, you have to report them. Oh, Jesus. So only people that have thin skin, will get accounts removed. I retweeted one today. Some guy said. He's reporting people that are saying "learn to code" to journalists. Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Learn to code.
It's an old 4chan thing. Like, if you go and bitch about your, I don't know too much about 4chan. I'm gonna sit there and pretend to, but apparently, if you bitch about, I lost my job, learn to code. Learn to code, right? So apparently that actually went up in the journalism circles. So when they would get somebody fired or something like that, they would say learn to code. Now a bunch of journalists got canned from just everything from BuzzFeed to you name it.
I wonder why.
So everybody started writing them learn to code, and they're telling everybody flag these accounts because they said learn to code because it has.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, but yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
I go to college to learn to code. I'm a programmer.
Yeah, learn to code.
Those are the things that our technology allows. It changes the velocity. It changes how, to broadcast a message that someone didn't really ask for and didn't want to hear. We don't touch.
Then why do you have quote tweets? I remember the first time I heard targeted harassment was the week the quote tweet came out. I think it was in 2013. 14, something like that. Why have
well, you could always quote tweet. It just didn't look the way it does.
No, it doesn't look. Yeah, you could quote. You literally copy and paste. But why would you even make it even easier? Why even have the option? The quote
I believe they did that because people were weren't they stealing fucking videos like that and retweeting them?
Yeah,
because you could take videos that way.
This guy's just full of shit.
And then delete the person who actually made it.
I don't know. I don't believe the CEO with the earring in his nose. Something bothers me about that. I would believe this guy if he was saying, that Pac-Man machine over there, I could fix it. And I would be like, I bet you could. That's the guy with the earring in his nose.
If I follow Joe Rogan, you'll see every single tweet. We don't touch it, right?
Right.
But that's an audience that you earn. But in your replies page, we have a little bit more room because this is a conversation that starts up, and some people just want.
Oh, water jabber straightened me out. Journalists mocked coal miners during the Obama era and told them to learn to code. So now they're being mocked for being laid off. So, Good.
So it's basically
that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
So they're getting their own meme shoved up their face and saying, report, report.
I quote tweeted one of these guys today.
To disrupt it. And all we're saying is...
I said learn to grow up. You're not above being mocked. You're not being above being made fun of.
You should write learn to mine. Learn to mine.
We're going to look at moving the disruption down. Not that it's hidden, but it's still there. But, you know, you just see it a little bit farther down.
Yeah, okay. Next thing's Alex Jones, and this is much more interesting and makes even less sense. And that's the thing. Like, Joe's got this reputation. I've seen it before, that he really doesn't let too many people off the hook, even if they're, like, unimportant celebrities. He challenges you. He always does. Maybe he had a bad day. Everybody has a bad day.
He kind of did. Akajan just wrote me. He said something smart. He basically just admitted to shadow banning.
In a sense, yeah.
He basically just did. He goes, "Yeah, we'll hide your replies."
And if I'm not mistaken, he later goes on and we can't show the all interview, obviously, and says there's no such thing.
Yeah, there's no such thing as shadow banning. Yeah. We just limit what you can see.
Yeah, so it's limit. It's not a pure shadow ban. I tell you, I've made 1 or 2 tweets. Maybe it's a glitch. I've made 1 or 2 tweets. I'm guaranteed like 10 fucking. If it's on a lame tweet, if I put an explanation point, could get 10 likes. And I put a video. If I make a video, sarcasm. It's hilarious, Nick. It's targeted harassment. And yeah, there you go. You're absolutely right, Warner Jammers. So yeah, I don't know. I don't believe this guy. I'm not buying it.
Well, Tommy, I'm friends with you, who was friends with Keemstar, who's now friends with Ethan Ralph, who's friends with Dick Masterson, who's friends with David Duke. So we're Nazis. It's targeted harassment. It makes total sense.
It might be. By the way, let me comment on that real quick, okay? I wasn't saying, I wasn't trying, that's what, do they call that, a slippery slope fallacy or a guilt by association?
Yeah.
What I was saying to Keemstar was he's going to be treated by guilt by association. Oh, you're just a
I got what you were saying is that when somebody writes an article on you, that's what they're going to say.
It's not me. That's what they're going to say, and it's going to have an impact. Whether I think it or not is irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Because when a BuzzFeed person writes the article, they're going to say that, and we're all going to go, well, that's not true.
I probably should have said that.
But it doesn't matter. That's the narrative.
I don't think you're a Nazi, but these are the connections they're going to make. And the fact that you disavow and go on, good fucking luck. You can sit there and
I don't think that point was lost. I think that was point. Oh, Tommy's so stupid.
Yeah,
he sounds like a liberal there.
You know, his thing is like you saw the amount of screaming and yelling and crying over Mumkey, right? Didn't do him any good. You know, maybe because he didn't kiss the ring. I'm not sure. But it didn't really do him any good. Once you're in that hole, once you're in their sights, and Mumkey was, Alex Jones was, it doesn't matter what's true. Doesn't matter what the rules are. Doesn't matter what TOS is. It just matters that he said to say one thing, and that's it. I mean, God, look at.
Let me make this perfectly clear. We're not rooting for Keemstar to get into any kind of trouble. That's a warning. That's not like a.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, like, better hope it happens.
Yeah, Keemstar going down is going to do this channel so much good.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. People think I have an ego about it. People think I have an ego about this, and I'm clinging to this fucking job. You couldn't be farther from the truth. You couldn't. Great. Honestly, I think Drama's alert's done, so are we.
A hugely significant discussion that is left to a very, relatively small amount of people. And this is why this discussion of what is social media, is it something that everybody has a right to, or is it something that should be restricted to only people that are willing to behave and carry themselves in a certain way?
I believe it's something that everyone has a right to.
That's a fucking problem statement.
Everyone has a right to, but you still ban people. Like say like Alex Jones. You guys were the last guys to keep Alex Jones on the platform. You were the last ones. Yeah. And I believe you hung in there until he started harassing you personally, right?
No. He did not.
He came to your house. He banged. No.
He did very different things on our platform versus the others.
Okay.
So we saw this domino effect over a week.
I don't know if it's a lie or not, but
weekend of one platform banning him, and then another. Because
they did initially stick up for him
in very, very quick succession.
Right.
And
I mean, the guy who looks like he rides rides a fucking Segway around his office. The fucking hipster over here. Yeah, he probably did. Just everyone else banned him. We'll keep him around. That's the right way to do this. And then he realized how crazy he was.
He does look like one of those fucking jerk offs. It's like, I'm in Mongolia fishing for a special type of bass, and I have there's some TV show out there I heard, and it's about a social media company, and the guy that runs it is just completely fucking aloof. And all he does is have run around people like he's like kind of a new age jerk off, and he's into all these. He says all these really nice things, and he talks about togetherness and all this shit. And it just turns he's just a vicious CEO. He will fire you at the drop of the hat. If he doesn't like something he hears, he will get rid of you. He will cut you in half. I wish I knew the name of that show. Shapiro mentioned it once. It's probably based on Dorsey.
Well, I think would have assumed that we would just have followed suit, but he didn't violate our terms of service.
Right.
And afterwards he did. And we have, we have a policy, and if there's a violation, we take enforcement actions. One might be asking the account holder to delete the tweet. Another might be a temporary suspension. Another might be a permanent suspension.
So were you saying let's use it?
Yeah, here's the thing. Listen to that. Hold on. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He also said he wasn't doing the same thing on our platform. All right. So why didn't he get like a part-time ban? If he wasn't doing
he got a one-week ban, and then he got banned permanently.
He got a week, and then he got a week. Did he do anything between that time?
Couldn't tweet.
He couldn't tweet. How could he do anything?
Exactly. So it was basically a perma ban. It
was what he did outside of the platform.
It was a perma ban they thought about for a week.
In terms of like him,
because he was too loud. That's it. He's too loud. We got to get out of. We got to get rid of him before they come sue us.
Exactly. But he's telling you that wasn't the case. That they stuck up for good reasons.
He's a liar.
Doesn't make sense.
Saying that Sandy Hook was fake. He did not say that on the platform. He did not say that on Twitter. He only said that on his show.
I don't know all the mediums he said it in.
What did he do?
But what we're looking at is the conduct and what he did on our platform.
So what did he do on your platform that was like that you all were in agreement that this is enough?
I'm not sure what.
I don't believe that. Not with Jones. Maybe Sargon. Not with Jones. I don't believe that for a minute, because that was a big story. Unless you were out fucking, I don't know, picking apples in Nepal.
What the actual violations were, but we have a set number of actions, and if they keep getting, if an account keeps violating terms of service, ultimately it leads to permanent suspension. And when all the other platforms were taking him off, we didn't find those. We didn't find those violations, and
if you didn't find those violations, and then he made one, why wasn't he suspended? Why was it permanent?
Weren't reported, but again, it goes back to a lot of our model. A lot find those.
I think
we didn't find those violations, and they weren't reported. But again, it goes back to.
So is he saying the violations that they weren't aware of or reported after the fact? Is that what he's saying?
I assume he's big enough that they would have been reported. He just started paying attention to them.
But he just said before, we looked into it and we couldn't find those violations.
Would you be surprised if there was a threshold in followers where the algorithm no longer handles it and it's a case-to-case basis?
Yes.
And Alex was above
yes,
that?
Especially if you're getting 1 million subs. If you're how many guys have 1 million subs? A couple hundred? Maybe 1,000? 2,000? 3,000?
A lot of our model.
I think it's like a couple thousand now. Yeah.
People weren't reporting a lot of the tweets that may have been in violation.
Yes, they were.
On our service.
Yeah. I really doubt that, considering how hated Alex Jones is. It makes no sense.
We didn't act on them.
Right. Like a good instance is what's going on with Patreon. I'm sure you're aware of the Sargon of Akkad thing. He did a podcast a long time ago. I believe
he's aware. Sargon's been on the Rogan show
6 months or so ago, where he used the N-word, and the way he used it is actually against white nationalists.
Yeah, he used it against 𝕻𝕊𝕕𝕐𝕑 in the chat over there. Fuck you, Frenchman.
And he also said a bunch of other stuff, and Patreon decided that what he said on a podcast was enough for them to remove him from the platform, even though he didn't do anything.
Why isn't he asking him about his Twitter removal
on their platform that was egregious. And also, they had previously stated that they were only judging things that occurred on their platform.
Yeah.
There's been a giant blowback because of that, because people are saying, well, now you're essentially policing and not.
Joe, did you ever take DMT Rogan? Zhivago wrote. I think he's on DMT now.
Based on his actions, just on concepts and the communication that he was using,
you know what the problem
way
with
he was
Patreon
talking.
was?
Yeah.
What?
If Patreon lost PayPal like everyone else is, their entire service ceases to exist.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
I don't know.
They got pressure from PayPal. That's why they flipped.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different story, and Leora Lesser's looking into it. But why isn't he talking about Patreon and not Sargon of Akkad getting kicked off of, especially in light of
Twitter.
saying that this is a right, where clearly it isn't. He doesn't believe that. You know, I mean, this is it's just Joe's not himself today.
You're eliminating him from being able.
Jackster persecutes my people. He's a fucking you're right wing wacko, but you are a funny guy, Leprum, whatever your name is.
To make a living, and that you're doing this because he does not fit into your political paradigm. The way you want to view the world, he views the world differently. This is an opportunity for you to eliminate someone who you disagree with.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the nuances of their policy, but like we have to pay attention to folks who are using Twitter to shut down the voices of others.
Right.
And we do that by shutting down voices.
Silence them with silence.
Criticism isn't silence, nor is it harassment. Mocking isn't harassment if it's not constant. And you know, if you get a bunch of tweets from a group of people, it's not harassment. It's people speaking out as a group. Deal with it. Shut the fucking thing off, man.
That's where it gets weaponized, and we also have to pay attention to where people are using it that put other folks in physical danger. And that is where we need to be most severe. But otherwise, everyone has a right to these technologies. And I think they also have a right to make sure that they have a very simple and open read of the rules.
There's nothing simple about what you said. Yeah, Joe blew this. And by the way, he's taking responsibility for it. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Joe's done so many great things. And I think he really does have a good podcast, and it's worth listening to. There's so many different types of people and personalities in there. I think he's had a bad day. God, I hope so.
Tommy, we got to stop saying I give him the benefit of the doubt.
You know what? Joe Rogan's a fucking asshole. I don't know this guy at all.
We got to get out ahead on this one. I think Joe Rogan's a piece of shit.
We'll get ahead of this one. You know, we got to get ahead of it.
He's going to take the criticism to heart and research all the high-profile cases on the right and left to any instances that may be viewed as a double standard. Anything in particular you think is an important issue, please leave a mention in the comments, and I'll have someone make a list. Jack has always said he's felt the ability to communicate online was a right that we all should have. Maybe he could.
I bet he wished he didn't say that. I bet Jack fucked up when he said that. I bet he didn't wish he didn't say that, because that's not what his TOS says. And he contradicts himself in the same sentence by saying, it's right, but you have to behave.
Yep.
You know? And then we're seeing guys, and Roger Stone's went down for writing, I can't even say this word in Germany, with the Zig. I can't even say that in Germany, which is ridiculous, by the way. But it's, I don't know. It's out fucking outrageous. And there you go. Joe fucking blew it. He's going to get the guy back on. He's going to get the guy that makes policy back on. I hope he does good. I hope he does follow-up questions. There might be some truth in the fact that maybe he was more interested in Twitter as a whole rather than that one particular issue. And he also said that he fucked it up, that he just didn't think about it the money didn't premiere. That's very possible. So I think he might deserve a break. If I'm wrong, well, nothing would be out of the ordinary then, would it? You know? You know? Okay. This is a good. I'm going to make a response that there was just no fucking way in the world that I wasn't going to respond to the tipster situation. And I'm going to lay all the facts, the DMs, the behind the scenes, the whole thing on the table, and you can do what you want with it, right? Because I think I think there was an attempt to silence me or convince me not to talk about this shit or maybe stuff going forward. That is simply never going to happen. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not one of these candy-ass reporters that fucking reports you to learn to code. I just fire back on my platform, as small as it might be. You know, if I get it wrong, get it wrong. Got it wrong before, probably get it wrong again. But I do get it right from time to time. Yeah, I do. Here's one. Here's one I got right. Tommy, I actually enjoyed you exposing me because I was wrong. I totally forgot what Cavos covered for me. Ran the story. Way to dump it on Cavos. I don't think I covered it. At least full transparency. I'm removing the video. So everybody gets it wrong, right? Everybody gets it wrong. Everybody backs the wrong guy. I don't double down once I'm a fucking 100% sure. But I'm definitely going to deal with my good, faithful friend, tipster, right now. First of all, this goes back to November. I was warned. And that seems to be a theme. Believe me, I've done a lot of self-reflection this week. And it's not just with Kraut and Tonka and Monday Matt. It goes a lot deeper than that. Let me tell you something, guys. Even the guys you like, I've stuck up for and been wrong about. So Tipster fires over that this is what kind of got his whole thing rolling, his MCN. And I said, yo, dude, hook me out. Trust me, you can't get it. He asked me why. Because Akeem hooked you up. And he said, yeah, LL, sorry, if I could, I would. Whatever. Yeah, I wrote, LL, thanks. And I was warned by my crew around this time that there was a lot of Akeem dick sucking going on. And I blew it off and I said, look, he's helping them out, right? Like, why wouldn't he be grateful? I mean, he helped me out. So it's not that. And they were like, no, it's more than that, more than that. And it did come up, do you think that he would clip you? Or try to rook, because we had an incident with Nick, and we had an incident with Turkey Tom, and we had incidents with him trying to tunnel in with people that were, well, first he would try to enlist YouTubers to make videos on me, and then this would be a new kind of op, if it is an op. And then he went from show to show and said, do you know Tommy C from the Baited Podcast? So it's always been a matter of... There's a lot of gay ops afoot. Yeah, there's Turkey Tom, I mean, plenty of times. Plenty of times. Here's what he writes me back. Don't trip. I won't fall for that. Please. He knows you and I are friends, which is what worried me. He would have to be dumb to think that I would turn on you. He's not that dumb, I don't think. I guess he's a fucking idiot. I wrote back, don't put it past him. He lied. He tried to plant a phony story at me. It was so dumb. And he tried to say I flagged Ralph. This is a private conversation between me and him. So so I was definitely warned. So basically, I don't even know how to start this. Initially, we had a let me see this. We had sort of an exchange. No, that's not the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I was warned. Okay. You know, initially, the reason he's justified this shit is because I called him a Nazi, or suggested he is Nazi, and then I also suggested that he had a big head. And if you want to look at this, this is exactly what he says to me. Nick deleted a lot of his tweets, so it shows I'll find yours if you really want. I'd rather not show, move on. I go, and me, I'll just show you if you want. And then he quote tweets me, Andy is all right, zero problems. He called a 3-year-old child the N-word of the video. I think it's safe to say, all right, here's the tweet. And though in fairness to you, it was misrepresented the tweet. So I'll own up to that. I guess by telling me to fuck off and liking every tweet that mentions that I'm a horrible father. Can I also put that to bed right now? Yeah. I can put the screenshots on the screen if you need them. I don't think I do. If anyone calls me out for it, perfectly fine. I'll just post them on my Twitter. But I deleted tweets, yes. I deleted a lot of tweets, about 7 of them, including Joy Sparkle tweets from about a week ago, and a few tweets in this altercation. The one he's referring to, of where I called him a white nationalist, was where I listed out things that the community he was defending had done. I didn't say he did any of those things. I listed examples, and I said, why defend these people? That was it. That's not a suggestion. That's all I said. That's suggestion. And that's not a suggestion. I'm not calling him his exact words. But I deleted him because I was being flagged. Okay. Here's it's another thing. The peeing on children, the saying that I didn't leave when my kid was choking The word choking never came. My wife called me up and says, I'm going to pick the kid up to the babysitter. I pretty much said, I don't want to do it. And I don't think you should either because I think she's fucking with us. And she was. Here's what's exact thing. Just for the record, you and Nick suggested I was a Nazi sympathizer today. Earlier this week, you suggested that I had an ego. Please, go read his tweets. Go read his tweets. This is, before all this stuff happened, this is my friend talking to me. This came out of nowhere. He's never spoken to me like this before. Oh, deflect. No, it's this one right here. I'll get it. You got to see this. This is when I called him he had a bit of an ego. I don't know if I was out of bounds here. Is that it? No, I missed it. Oh, fuck. Nah, dumb plant pushing. No. Oh, fuck. I forgot that one. That sucks. Basically, he called me a dumb moron, an idiot. I can't believe you can believe this. And I'm going to find it. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. And I did kind of reply, you know, I think you're getting a big ego here. And I don't think that's unreasonable. You know, considering he's calling absolutely people a pussy, he's calling tons of people out. It's completely out of character here for him. This is not the tipster I knew 2 years ago who constantly bitched about Keemstar. Like, constantly bitched about him. Constantly, you know, went to my defense. Let me get this fucking tweet. I think I have to do it. I think I'm kind of obligated at this point. I don't know how I fucked this up, but I did. Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who wants to save me? I think that might be it. No, I'll get away. You know what? Tell you what. I have the tweet. I'm not going through it now. Basically, he came at me and said I was dumb, stupid, fucking idiot, all this other stuff. I can't be that dumb. Really out of character for him. And I said, I wrote right here, you know, you're really going to pull the you're too small for me card? Call me crazy, but it's starting to look like the growth is going to your head. It's pretty lightweight. And by the way, I invite you to, you know, check my tone with this guy. You know? I would invite you to check my tone with this guy.
Yeah, I'm the one with tone problems, not you.
I was completely respectful at all times because I consider him a friend. So he played this. He put this out there. You know, I also got to find out who my friends were in this situation. This is from my defense of defending 𝔻𝕊𝕬𝕧𝕒𝕑 in a sense. And it was a pretty important defense for me.
I wouldn't call it a defense. That was an offense on 𝔻𝕊𝕬𝕧𝕒𝕑 that had a,
yeah. Well, by the way, Ian has not apologized to me or made an attempt to apologize to me. He could save me a lot of fucking trouble. A ton of trouble. So
he could, but he's a fucking pussy.
So this is the bomb that makes him react.
Pussy.
You know, I also got to find out who my friends were in this situation when things got a little hairy. You know, yeah, Tipster, I'm talking to you. If things would ever got really hairy for you, I would have stuck up for you like I did all those other guys. Like Mumkey Jones. Got him the stuff. A lot of guys. There's tons of guys on my list that I get the stuff. You want to talk about it. I don't know, most recently, blowbacks. You know, this is all I have. I have a little platform, about 200 people, 300 people, 3 or 4 on a good day. That's what I have to offer. Not again. If you make a major fuck up, I'm going to bury you, Tipster. And I am. Nothing's changed. So, good luck. Okay. He writes, in this clip, Tommy said he would be there for me and shit got hairy. Well, was he there for me when Mean School and Screenwave Media slapped me with the, or when Triforce threatened me? Oh, by the way, I was in touch with him on all these things. All of them. Every single one of them. Now, look, Jack's burying my replies. Jesus Christ. I wonder if my stuff is getting flagged. What are my fucking replies? And I did reply. Boy, did I expect these tweets to be there. That's bizarre.
I thought you quote tweeted it.
I quote tweeted this?
Yeah, pretty sure you did.
I thought I applied directly. Oh, yes, I did. So let's go back to that. I'll just take care of that then. A couple days ago. Here it is. This is what I sent back to him and Keemstar and everybody else. He's also threatening false flag. Dude, you literally tried to take down my channel. Did you watch my video? Very small glimpse on it now. when are you coming on again? Maybe I should do my own video. I wish I could. You often do shows when I'm at work, which is 100% true. That's true. He does work, right? And the thing is, that's all I have to offer. So this, right off the bat, is a lie. Or he forgot.
I'm shocked.
So that is, you sit there, and he comes back at me. He's like, well, that's not enough. You know, that's all I have.
That's not enough, Tommy. How come you didn't do as much as Keemstar did?
That's all I have. And here's another thing that he forgot. Keem got involved right away. And the thing pretty much got resolved before I even got a chance to broadcast again.
No, but no, seriously, how come you didn't go help him? Why didn't you do what Keemstar did?
I did everything that I do for everybody. He said he could come on.
No, but why couldn't you help as much as Keem?
Because 4 million subs, 10 years in the business, knowing absolutely everybody, the biggest YouTubers on the platform, and the shit got revolved like that. Now, here's another thing. Keem gets involved. Well, was I supposed to keep helping? Because I tell you something, that would have looked really bad for me. Because it would have looked like I was trying to, oh, I'm a good guy too. Keem's good and so am I. It would have looked like I was trying to hone in on the drama. The drama got resolved before I could even put you on or schedule something else. So I never replied again. And I only offered you everything that I've offered Monkey Jones or anybody else that I've helped out over the years. I'm not that powerful. 30K, irrelevant, 30K. And now you say on this tweet that I did 0. You're a liar and you're dishonest. 0, 0, 0, 0. So if you go look at Tipster's tweets now, I mean, he's telling people they're bitch made. They're a bunch of pussies. It really is amazing. But this is not what goes on behind the scenes. So when I made that little thing, he would go into a complete panic. Watching Tommy stream right down, I tried to keep our parting private. Tommy instead is making public. In between me finding out that Ian Miles Chung, and you go check his fucking timeline now, right? Or actually, in between him telling me privately to fuck off, he wanted nothing to do with me. Not those words, but essentially. In between that, he was retweeting stuff, that memes about child molestation, memes about my kid choking, everything possible liked, or tweeted, or retweeted, right? That was keeping it quiet to him, right? By the way, there was no agreement, so it wouldn't have mattered if he retweeted anyway. But here's his panic. Gamer J. Lee, who thinks he's a total fraud now, gave me this. Oh, I thought he was there. I thought he was there to agree with me at the end, buddy. I saw you kept going tonight. Kept going tonight? Yeah, I saw some stuff in the kill stream and the retweets. Then you said go separate ways. That means I don't talk about it. You don't talk about me. See this? Tommy wanted to make it public. He didn't want to keep it private. That's me questioning.
This is the guy who doesn't care, bro. He's taking these like a champ. Yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He's only panicking to one of my personal friends. And that tweet he quoted, that was me asking him. It was a conversation. Why are you telling me to fuck off? Why now? Why now? And the day prior to that, he was attacking me. My fans gave him some pushback, and he said, hey, guys, agree to disagree. We can still be friends. I'll show you that tweet in a minute. Tommy said you can dish it out, but you can't take it. What does that even mean? It means this. So there's no way I wasn't going to respond to this. And there's no way I'm not keeping an eye on you. Hey, I get called out. I own it. Maybe it's time to you. I mean, what are you getting called out for? Yeah.
This.
He goes to war with Nick DeOrio's parody account.
Parody account.
Second day being blocked by Keemstar and my depression is coming over me. Keems kills kids. He went after this guy. I'm the one who dick rides Keemstar. Tag. But the same dude who said I dick ride tag Keemstar. Write tweets about Keemstar.
Why do you have to tag somebody more than once?
Is that literally an oxymoron? Is that literally an oxymoron?
Keemstar's definitely gonna see this.
He didn't say you dick ride Keemstar. You just shouted out. That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. But you know what's...
Hey, look at that tweet. You see that tweet right there? There's no mention of Tipster. So the first tweet got him so mad that he scrolled down his entire fucking list just to tell him how mad he isn't.
He doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck. But here's the thing,
he's an adult. We're all kids. He's playing 4D chess, and he got us good because we look like idiots right now.
Here's the thing. I don't think you're cut out for this. I know you know what they said about me. I know you know that they dox people. I know you know. So let's say I'm wrong about their not being Nazis, which, by the way, is a synonym. They're all just right-wing wackos. You happy? I don't think you're cut out. And I tell you something. I watched your content for the last 2 years, and all you talk about is Me Too shit, cyberbullying. That's not going to fly in this crowd, pal. I get cyberbullied. I'd be embarrassed to say I was. Cyberbullied? Oh, and your anxiety problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't go into that community with an anxiety problem.
You're well, but you don't care. You're ready for this, I guess. You're ready. You know what? I wish you the best of luck. Because this is if you could believe this, a entry in one of his vlogs from a couple years ago. This is the real tipster. This is the tipster I know. What he says, I don't think Donka is any position to call somebody a pussy. Neither are you. Listen to this.
Hey there, everyone. Robert here, better known as your geeky tipster, and I think it's time for some serious changes. As many of you know, I am a longtime sufferer of anxiety and depression. It's an ongoing struggle that I often deal with.
I don't.
And one of my main outlets for dealing with it is YouTube. Yeah. I love making videos and hosting live streams for my audience. It's become my primary escape when overcoming the struggles of life. Having said that, I think I've been pushing my
Taka, you pussy!
self too far. Over the past few years, I've dealt with many things in my personal life that have been both stressful and contributed to further progressing my anxiety and depression.
I just want to make clear this out. I don't want to be accused. That's not really him talking.
Stress at work.
Yo, Tipster's depression would have gotten to the octagon.
Ooh.
In my family, over finances, and many other things have overwhelmed me in ways that I can't even begin to communicate properly. At the same time, I have made efforts to step up my game on YouTube. Things like providing daily content and engaging with my audience regularly. I want to make something great of my channel, and I've always believed that hard work and dedication can help you achieve.
Or you can fuck me over, one of the two.
Achieve anything. And while I certainly enjoy creating content and engaging with you all, I also feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to deliver. For example, I have had a literal breakdown last night when I ran into tech issues while trying to stream. As fun as making videos is, all this pressure to do my best only contributes to even more stress. Tonight, I had the worst anxiety attack of my life. I didn't get much sleep last night due to staying up all night editing videos and further resolving the previously mentioned tech issues. I worked overtime at my daily job today, and work got so busy that I didn't get a chance to take lunch. During the drive home, I began to hyperventilate to the point that I had to pull over and get out of my car to breath. After a few minutes, I thought it was okay, so I got back into the car and proceeded to drive home. This process repeated 2 more times during the course of the entire drive home. As much as I love making videos, I feel like I am seriously putting too much pressure on myself to give you all my best. I feel like I am putting too much pressure on myself to put out daily content, and I feel like all this pressure, in addition to the stress of my life, is starting to have negative impact on my—
Go look at his tweets right now. Go look at the tough guy tweets he's been making lately. This is the guy I've known the last 2 years, and I accepted for who he was.
Yo, if this isn't big dick energy, I don't know what is. Oh my god.
Jesus.
This is an alpha. This is the voice of an alpha.
Being. And as such, I think it's time to take a step back. Now, don't worry, I'm not entirely stepping away from YouTube,
What's my New Year's
nor am I
resolution
taking a
to
break.
be as dope as humanly possible.
Please make it stop. It's too much. No!
I simply think I need to spend less time working on—
What?
Do you have the blog thing to put on screen?
Oh, to make it, I would have, no.
Just so they know it's not fucking
No, you can't do that. I want him to call me a liar.
Well, somebody kicked him off and tweeted at him.
On YouTube videos. Instead of putting so much pressure on myself, I'll go back to uploading when I have time and energy. No more late nights to get out a video for the following day. No more putting deadlines on myself, and no more stressing myself out if things don't go smoothly. At the end of the day, I feel like this will result in both better quality content as well as a better, healthy.
Hey, listen, here's another thing. And you know, I noticed you said you tried to make this thing that a mundane Matt's in my server, which, by the way, I'm a Discord partner. It's a public server. I got a vanity link. Anybody can join my server as long as they don't break my fucking rules. And I'm the fucking head dictator. I'm Jack Dorsey. All right. Mundane Matt's in my server. You know that? And you say shit like this?
End of the day, I feel like this will result in both better quality content as well as a better, healthier me.
All right. Your content is mundane Matt. It's the same thing. I'm not dumping on Matt, by the way. So you, Jeremy, it's mundane Matt. You have the same format. There's nothing spectacular. You can talk a little. So let's be honest here. You talk a little. And you finally figured out what Keemstar told me 3 years ago. You make friends with somebody, you fuck them, and then you make it seem like they fucked you.
I want to thank...
That's exactly what he told me.
Now, I would just go out and say, you're just a YouTuber.
You all for your support and understanding. The hashtag YourGeekyNation is easily one of the best communities on YouTube, and I thank you all for everything you have done for me during my 10 years as a content creator. So to wrap this up, a tip...
So this was the last 10 months.
Of the day, don't constantly pressure yourself into doing your best. Your health and well-being is more important, so put that first. Besides, doing your best doesn't have to be that hard. Just do what you can.
It sounds awful.
Yo, you know, this actually sounds really good in a girl's voice.
Yeah,
it almost sounds like it fits a girl's voice.
It does.
And it will all work out in the end. Thank you for taking the time to read my novel. And as always, I'll see you next time. ? Robert.
What? What?
And just to leave this off, this was 2 days before the in-miles tongue thing. I got it. Hold on a second. Indeed, Tommy and I can disagree about shit and not let it become between friendship. Friends don't always have to agree about everything. And I said we were fine, bro. 3 days later, he would be retweeting and liking shit that is suggesting that I sexually assaulted kids, urinated on them, and that I'm a horrible fucking father to let my kid choke. That's tipster for you. Hey kids, do you want to be a YouTuber? Is that what you want?
At the end of the day, Tommy, you can really do and say whatever you want as long as you give the fucking nice kids on YouTube a nice sack tap of the DMs every time they say something about you to make sure they're okay. You know, just find all the new YouTubers and go, hi, I really love your content.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Gamer J. Lee and everybody else that he fucking
you know, and Gamer Lee, you know, he got famous for his MCN fucking firing him. Gamer J. Lee was bitching about it. And by the way, I agree with him to some extent. Gamer J. Lee was getting cut either way. All right, by his MCN. Yeah. All right, he wasn't getting the fucking views. But his attitude was like, oh, suck it up. The guy who wrote that told Gamer J. Lee to suck it up. Suck it up.
Yeah.
The fuck?
And there's a good chance that Gamer J. Lee got clipped because of the Monkey Jones video, to be honest.
Yeah, that could have been it too.
The ones they were all supporting. Because they said he was posting hateful content. I don't think Gamer J. Lee is a hateful bone in his body.
I tell you something. I was there, you know, Keem was there for you, I was there for you, and then when it came down to it, Gamer J. Lee, stop being a pussy. Unbelievable.
Dude, his entire career was pushed off because he got dropped by his MCM. He was doing good before that. Yeah. He was doing great after that.
What a fucking pal. What a guy.
I feel bad for J. Lee.
J. Lee's a great guy. And, you know, the Halo thing probably hurt him more than anything. Halo's a dead game. You know, and I hope he gets rolling again. I hope he gets a couple thousand subs. Great. You know, and you know, you could have said to him, like, I don't know if he came to me, and I would have said, look, they're going to cut you either way, buddy. You know, but we could still bitch about it, you know?
No.
You know,
remember the thing with the kid and his wife on Twitch, and Tipster threw a big fit about it, and Reactor trolled the shit out of him?
Yeah. I was like, you know, we can still bitch about it. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, I could get fucking bombed by Keem and it doesn't bother me one bit. So running to him and complaining and making videos is, I'll probably be asleep and answer it tomorrow. If I answer it at all. So, you know, I really don't think running to Keem like you did last time is really going to do much of everything. Much of anything at all. So it's just a simple tipster. It's a backstab. And you know what? It's okay. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. But don't come to me with a peace treaty. Don't tell people. Don't tell me we had a deal. We had no deal. You can fucking put me on blast all you want. And then he puts me on blast, and then he complains that I make it public. What the fuck do you expect me to do? I'm not like you. I'm not a pussy. I can eat my mistakes. This fucking crowd didn't crack. That's the idea. The idea was, all right, I backed a bunch of fucking losers, so everything I say is a bunch of bullshit after that. Well, that doesn't change the fact that I never accused anybody of being a pedophile and getting it wrong. Keemstar. He didn't have to take a video down. I didn't have to take anything down because he said something. My tweet's still up. Just dealt with the hate. Just dealt with it. I don't think you're that type. I'm that type. I'm that guy. And my fans don't crack. They don't. They know I fucked up. As long as I'm honest with them, that's it.
Your fans go to Nerd City's contests and get you voted as one of the top merch salesmen.
You have to fuck over. Your fans do. You have to fuck over a friend. I don't care if I ever get a sub. I would never do what you did to get. I would never do what you did to get subs. I don't want it that bad. I don't need it that bad. But I want people to know. I want there to be a public fucking record of what it's like when you work with Tipster. And God help you if you work with Tipster and Keem doesn't like you.
Bro, Flipster pulled a failure.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much. Because I can deal with this shit. I can deal with this shit. I have no problem with it. And when they eat you alive, that's fine. You can sit there and pretend that they didn't say what they said to me. They didn't dox fucking Nick's family. They didn't, Zoom was reading this shit off. And Ralph's sitting there, I don't know. I don't condone this. I don't know. It's in the chat. I didn't do it. And that's if he's not a far-right wacko. Not a Nazi. Oh. So I'm pretty much thinking, I don't know, this is a fucking long shot, that you're looking past that to suck their dick. And that's fine. You did what Drummer did. Yeah, I got tweets from you bitching about what Drummer did. Why did they bring this up?
Now he joined them.
Actually, I think Drummer had a few messages to say to him recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, didn't he say he's one cheeseburger away from a heart attack?
Yeah.
They said, wait, this is what happened. They put Tipster put a tweet out saying that he didn't want to pile on to the Tonka Saw drama.
Oh.
And the next 24 hours later, Warski, Drummer, and Ralph were in a car, and they're driving. They're like, and then I believe Andy goes, "Oh, you know about Tipster, right?" He goes, "Oh, bro, Tipster, that Tonka dick rider." And then one of them said something about they'd have to quarantine a Waffle House if he drives by. There was a few shots that were pretty good sent at your old boy Tipster. And then you go to Tipster's Twitter profile. He doesn't respond to that or anything. I know he's seen it, though. No. Seems like the kind of guy who's got Google Alerts set up for his name. But as the day goes by, it's Tonka tweet, Tonka tweet, Tonka tweet, Tonka tweet. He got the message they were trying to send, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess he did.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it became an avalanche after that.
Well, he rolled faster than a dog playing dead.
Listen, I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Look, this is one of two things. He wanted to impress Keem, or this is a Keem op. That's what it was. One of two things. I don't know which. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't care. I got to deal with the fact. But you know what the worst part about it is? The worst part about this is I really dig helping people out. And now I got to be really careful. You know, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, even that guy, Blowbacks, he was laughing at a tweet that mentioned, "Let my child choke." It was like a limerick by Keem. And Blowbacks wrote back, "Oh, man, I wish you'd have made a video for this." I just had that guy on last week. Trying to help him with a guy that struck him down, that made him look bad in front of Pokemon. So, you know what? Ralph is right. I don't know who I can back anymore, and that means I don't know who I can help anymore. I got a list of like 10 fucking different trusted flaggers. I think I'm keeping that close ranks right now. Oh, you want to see it, Blowbacks? Go for it. Hey, dude, Blowbacks, I'm cool with it. You do what you want. But I don't know. The stuff that I did for you, I can't do anymore. My reputation's been destroyed for looking out for people or vouching for them. Some of it is my fault. But the other part of it is people trying to impress Keem by trying to fuck me. That's what happened. And that's the biggest shame of this whole fucking thing. I enjoyed doing that. I like looking out for people. I like standing up for people that came smack down. And you know what, motherfuckers? You're on your own.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you bout to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she bout to catch a pedigree. Chi-town to King's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe, here's a head.